You guys, it's a special occasion. It's a special occasion. I had to wear my chains for the special occasion.
All right, so a couple of months back, I made a video about Wes Watson, our self-anointed king of the alphas, male wisdom, and that elite self-help. And if you've checked out that video, you'll just know that things couldn't get any worse for this person. And it turns out he's been busy outdoing himself in every possible way for the worse.
Are you filming me?
I'm gonna film you now then.
Why?
Get away from me. Go get out of the room.
But we hear he's back and he made a video called Clickbait Hate Makes Me Famous. So he's going after the haters again, doubling down on all the ego flexing and the glorified self-worship as he gets exposed every single day. So let's dive into this latest masterpiece of Delusion and see how far he has fallen since the last time we talked about him.
All these beta broads online have crossed a whole new level of delusion. These little boys who couldn't pull a chick to save their lives, they can't fathom how a man who drives a fucking Bugatti and is famous and is jacked living in Miami could pull chicks without paying for them.
So this is the classic I'm great, I'm rich, and you're not trope. But here we see Wes Watson using the website called arrows.com, which is an online directory that features listings for escorts, massage services, and other companions. So I guess he has to pay women to hang out with him. It's like Wes is reading a playbook of a wrestler maybe 20 years ago, being a villain, decided it's time to bring it back, but now with Bugatti and living with Miami. But the irony here is that he's pulling out this gem about little boys not pulling chicks, yet it's hard to imagine a more insecure person. There is so much footage out there of him being extremely sensitive, being delusional, and losing his mind.
You're still whining. Stop whining and just make an argument.
Dude, I'll smack your fat ass.
So you're gonna attack. You're
All
gonna attack me?
right. Nobody's
Do you usually attack armed men in Florida?
Dude,
all right.
Look
Let's
at
just
your goddamn self.
Okay,
guys,
well,
guys,
I've never
guys,
seen such a
dude.
pathetic
Wes,
motherfucker.
Wes,
Okay,
Wes,
well,
let's chill out a little bit, man.
So if you're really jacked and famous and rich, you don't need to spell that out. It should be a given. But the problem is a lot of his stuff is full of nonsense. You have a Bugatti, fantastic. And living in Miami, amazing. A lot of people live in Miami. It's just this insecurity that brings so much negative attention to him. And the fact that he's just a terrible business owner and a terrible person. So this idea that he's compensating for all these things, thinking that, hey, if I continue to flex about all the money I have, I will finally get the respect I deserve. The problem is that never happens. Especially, again, like I said, you are a terrible business person. This guy charges $3,000 for his elite business coaching. But it turns out his big secret is a 1,800 calorie meal plan. Yeah, that's it. For $3 grand, the most you're gonna get is a sad snack plan that you could have Googled in about 5 seconds.
He gives me this big breakdown of all these promises, client acquisition funnels, all this other bullshit. So I send him to 3,000. What do I get in return? An 1,800 calorie meal plan.
And if you complain about this plan, he's not going to take it very well. A very strong man indeed. One guy did that and was told Wes would send someone to Texas to take him and his family out.
He starts fucking losing it on me. He calls me. He said, you think a motherfucker like you can fuck with a motherfucker like me? I said, bet, see you around. He said, where the fuck do you live at? I said, Texas. He said, I'm gonna send my homie from San Antonio to kill you and your whole fucking family at your house.
Nothing says business expert like threatening a client for asking a question. This isn't a coach. This is a wannabe mob boss. Now, his whole shtick is about tough love, but it's more about aggressive self-validation than anything else. This dude is convinced that everyone's obsessed with him, but honestly, it's like watching a guy in the gym mirror calling himself a legend while everyone just wants to finish their sets in peace. One client asked a reasonable question about expanding his business, and Wes goes off losing his mind, berating him for even daring to imagine he's worthy of more success.
2 months pass by. I hit him up. Say, is this how you get down, big dog? 3 grand, and that's all I get. He starts fucking losing it on me. He calls me. He said, you think a motherfucker like you can fuck with a motherfucker like me?
This is the kind of mentorship that Wes Watson believes is a good idea. Clients who pay for support get roasted for not being successful enough in the first place. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's like paying a drill sergeant to scream at you for wanting anything beyond his approval. And let's talk more about the prices of the services that he provides. Watson charges a cool $40,000 a year for his quote-unquote mindset coaching. You can buy an entire car for that.
Now I sell a year of my mindset training for $40,000.
But according to Wes Watson, you're dropping tens of thousands of dollars to hear him yell about how you're not alpha enough. He even offers podcast boosts for $10,000, promising tens of thousands of views. Funny considering his own channel barely scrapes that number. He has completely fallen off. So much for the fame pipeline that he's peddling.
Oh my God! Whoa! The level of delusion on these hot pocket, 10-inch arm having little fucking peon weirdos has crossed a complete new level of delusion. As if they didn't have enough time stroking themselves to pictures of me on Reddit and paying attention to every aspect of my life. World has crossed into the twilight zone.
Does this sound like a mentor to you? Does this sound like someone who has all their shit together? Or they're just angry and just sits on the camera, all roided out, looking for an argument? Now, here's Wes using the attack the person, not the argument routine. Apparently, the fact that someone doesn't meet his standards, I guess physically, invalidates everything they say. Real groundbreaking logic here. The irony here is his own self-promotion. He's out there claiming that all these haters are delusional, but he's obsessed about how they look. The Twilight Zone isn't someone daring to speak up. It's the fact that he's sparring this hard over it. The man is fighting hard to keep whatever empire he has left. His views aren't there. Probably the business is falling. He's writing this self-validation train so hard, it is just really cringe to see.
No way. Can some of you guys please use your mirrors at your house, look in them, realize you're so insignificant that the only way you can get views online is to talk about people who get views online. You never talk about yourself because you're very insignificant. Me personally, I'm famous as fuck. Whenever you go anywhere with me in public, everybody knows me and takes pictures of me. Every time I go somewhere, 3 to 5 people take pictures.
Well, we're all really happy about that. People make videos about you, Wes, because you have acted like a complete clown. You are interesting, I'll say that, but you're laughable, and that's why people go after you. You see, Wes, when fame becomes a quantifiable statistic to you, 3 out of 5 pictures taken every time you leave the house, maybe it's time to sit down and reassess your life goals. Fame isn't a real flex if you're the one desperate to convince everyone. He sounds like an insecure person building his fame on a shaky foundation of daily selfies with fans. Most people will be happy to get some privacy, but Wes wants to be his own personal paparazzi. I mean, Wes, we get it. You're very famous, and a lot of videos exposing your nonsense gets a lot of views. So you're doing something. It's just not in the way that you would want it to.
And guess what has never happened? This has never once happened. I have never met a hater in person because they don't exist. They only exist in grandma's basement and these fictional fucking websites that are basically the fucking, what is that fucking stupid magazine when you're walking into the aisle at the grocery store? I haven't gone to the grocery store in so long because I'm rich and it just comes to my house.
Why would someone try to approach you? Now, as much as he has lied about his time in jail, he has been in jail, so he is a criminal. The last thing anyone should do is approach someone who's this deranged and has been in prison. You probably shouldn't be bothered even trying to have a reasonable conversation with this person. He may lose his mind, and then you become a victim of some violent crime. But also, let's talk about the fact that he hasn't been in a grocery store. This is the pinnacle of wealth, guys. Groceries delivered to your home. Because, you know, only the world's financial elite can possibly achieve the monumental task of online grocery shopping. There's no such thing as Uber Eats or Instacart and DoorDash. Millions of people are doing it every single day without giving themselves a gold medal for it.
Please keep making the videos. Keep making them. Keep making the videos. Because there's one thing Wes Watson loves. It's when people talk about him. The only way you can ever get me is if you quit talking about me. If nobody was talking about me, my heart would be broken. And you're just going to keep doing it because I'm so fucking significant. You couldn't imagine how many people watch your videos and then come tell me, hey, I saw you on this weird website with these two super hairy losers that they have like real small arms and they're pathetic pieces of shit. But I kind of went to their page and was laughing at the stuff, and now I'm over here and I'm gonna sign up. You're my type of dude. You're a real motherfucker. Real recognized real. Let's sign on the dotted line, motherfucker. Look at you guys. Let's make the videos longer. Let's tell more about my story. Let's all come together as friends. Because guess what? We all have the biggest thing in common. You guys are obsessed with me. And I am too.
Wes is not slick. He does not like all of the negative attention about him. This is just this weird wannabe low-cow reverse psychology. Hey, you guys really don't like me, so stop talking about it and stop exposing me for all of the nonsense and lies that I've been pushing out and all the programs that are garbage. Please stop talking about it. I'm losing business. But he's trying to find a way to reverse engineer that and it doesn't really work. The fact that he's turning this into a collective experience says a lot about his need for validation. You're obsessed with me and I'm obsessed with me. This isn't self-love. This is a verbal equivalent of hugging yourself in front of the mirror and calling it a party. He's the one so deeply attached to his own ego, he's ready to throw a parade about it. So Wes, the people who make videos like myself about you, we're not obsessed. We are just going after your nonsense. We find you to be a complete fraud. You have a terrible personality. It seems like the money has gone to your head and you've became probably who you always were. When Wes first started posting videos, people thought that he was a real person. They thought he actually changed himself from being a criminal to an entrepreneur. And the problem is, he probably never changed himself. He was always a criminal scumbag. And now, since he has a lot of money, now he's just a bigger scumbag.
And guess what? Those videos that you guys put up, like when I bait you dumbasses in and I go yell at my gardeners, knowing that it's on camera, knowing that you're gonna make me more famous, knowing it's gonna get 10 million views and I'm gonna get a shitload of free publicity from it, you dumb fucks really think I put out shit that I don't want you to use, that I know you'll use.
He's full of it. The man can't control his anger. Mind you, he went to jail for several years, even though he inflated how much time he spent there. But when you deal with people who have some real mental issues, impulse control, it doesn't matter if you have camera on him, 10 cameras on a person. When they get angry and they have no ability to control their impulses and they may be taking substances that even enhance that, they will lose their mind no matter who's watching. So this idea that he's a mastermind, that when he's crashing out, he's doing it on purpose to get signups, doesn't make any sense, because all that happens is, like you see the views in the last couple of videos, it's a fraction of the people who are watching these videos. More people are not interested than interested. So you're losing money when you crash out, but he can't control himself. That's the problem. His point that any bad press just serves to boost his fame. But here's the problem. If you were actually in control, you wouldn't need to tell that to everyone. You will let your success speak for itself. There's so many people who complain about his courses, spending all this money. If you did great work, you wouldn't have to yell at the gardener or yell at a woman or lose your mind or crash out as often as he does. So Wes, if the critics are only helping your fame and your business, why are you spending 9 minutes of your life aggressively defending it? It's like saying, I love it when people make fun of me and roast me, but your blood pressure is skyrocketing. The only people that you're convincing are those who already drank your Kool-Aid. So Wes, congratulations, Wes. You have achieved the illusion of control. The problem is it doesn't really exist. So this is the latest chapter in the Wes Watson's never-ending saga of fragile ego meets alpha guru theatrics. He's out there defending his empire of shaky claims, overpriced coaching, and nonstop self-obsession while telling us that he is untouchable. And when you look at the metrics, you look at the amount of people that are checking out his YouTube videos and checking out the courses, he's probably losing a great deal amount of money and he's crashing out. You can tell he doesn't like the negative scrutiny because he's losing money and he cannot control what's going on. So we'll see what's happening in the next couple of months. I'm sure he'll do something stupid out there, but let me know what you guys think about this story. Put in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video and I'll see you guys in the next video.